everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Letters and Layers podcast. Welcome to any new listeners. This is your host, Amaka. This is actually take 2 for me. I recorded the episode literally minutes ago and I hit replay and I realized there is a specific audio feature that I did not turn on. So the podcast, that episode is fine as far as the content, but the background noise is very distracting. If you hear a little bit of that on this one, I apologize. There is construction work being done at a nearby property. So hopefully it doesn't kind of transmit as bad as it did with the first recording. I just really wouldn't have felt comfortable posting it in its current form. So here we are, take 2. I don't know if I've ever had to record an episode entirely over. Maybe once, I don't know. But yeah, the previous recording, I had talked a little bit about my wedding anniversary that just passed last weekend. I talked about rewatching Insecure over the last week. But yeah, I think I'm kind of just going to jump into what ultimately this episode is focused on. I learned of an online literary magazine a couple months ago that was soliciting writing pieces from Black authors, specifically Black female authors. It's an outlet that highlights and lifts up writings from Black female authors. So having found that, I thought that was really amazing. And I saw an announcement like 2 days before the deadline to submit an essay. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I actually want to submit something. But what would I write about within the next 48 hours, having not had knowledge about this literally minutes ago. And when questions like that come to my head, I think primarily, just write about what's going on in your life, write about what you know. And at that point, I was going to have my hair appointment, my micro-lock appointment the next day. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to write about my hair. I'm going to write about my hair journey. I'm going to write about getting to this point. I'm going to write about, everything I've kind of experienced. So that is ultimately how this essay was born. And I wrote it, I submitted it, and it wasn't selected. So that's even more reason why I wanted to share this essay, because you have a specific intention and you anticipate or you hope for a specific outcome. And that's not what I got in this case. And that's okay, because we sometimes take rejection hard. And I was bummed out for a second. I was like, oh man. But then I kind of recovered. I recovered pretty quickly because I'm in my mid-30s and, I still have a lot of life to live, but a lot of experiences that I've had have just taught me that rejection oftentimes is redirection. It is realignment. It is preventing something that's not meant to happen. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. My essay being accepted would have been great as far as I think, but it just means for me in this case that it wasn't meant to be, and that's totally fine. I would venture to say, though it's a strong statement, that 100% of the time when things don't go the way I'd hoped, it always works out for me even better in the end. And what I was hoping for, what I actually get is so much better than what I would have anticipated or imagined. So who knows what will come of this essay, whether it's a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I feel like there is a degree of timelessness to it because as long as Black women are walking this earth, we are going to have a very sacred relationship with our hair. And I feel like it's a type of relationship that only we as a community understand. And, people say, oh, hair is just hair. I think it depends on who you ask. I personally don't think it's just hair. For some people, it might be. For me, not so much. And that has been a reality for me for a long time, but I think it's even more salient for me now with this transition that I've done. So, it wasn't selected. That's perfectly fine. I still feel like I won, quote unquote, in a way. I feel like maybe won is the wrong word, but I'm still very happy that I wrote this essay. Because it is a snapshot of where I was when I wrote it and how I felt about my hair journey, how I felt about it while I was writing, what I anticipated moving forward. It's a documentation of something that has been a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember. And I feel like so many Black women relate to that. We go through so many different journeys, and our hair experiences everything with us. So yeah, I wanted to share this essay with you guys. It's titled Lock Day. I hope you enjoy. And I will talk to you guys on the other side. $2,500. The number the stylist quoted me after measuring out my hair with inch tape and calculating the rate on her phone. At its longest, it measures 20 inches. So with that, you can expect to pay this. $2,500 to transform my single strands into microlocks. I'd finally decided to take the leap, and with putting down the deposit, there was no going back. We decided on a date for the install, 10 weeks away. This meant time to budget accordingly and get mentally prepared. I was doing it this time. I'd flirted with the idea of locking my hair for the longest. Flirting turned into a casual relationship almost 2 years ago when my sister with similar texture locked her hair, and I had a front row seat to how it looked without it being on my head. I liked what I saw. I scheduled a lock install date for the end of July 2023 with the stylist who did her hair about 3 months out. As my July appointment got closer, I grew more and more anxious. I thought this was what I wanted, but as the date approached, I was less sure. I was surprised at the relief I felt when the loctician texted me saying she was raising her rates. This is my out, I thought. Not because she was asking for more money, but because I realized I wasn't ready to make the commitment. I replied, "Hi, thank you so much for letting me know. I totally understand. You're definitely worth more than what you charge for your work. I've been having second thoughts about the locks though. I think down the line I may do it, but I feel like I still want to keep my hair in its natural state for now after all. Thank you for checking in so far in advance and letting me know about the change. Can I reach back out in the future if/when I'm ready?" She understood and canceled my appointment. I felt like I'd made the right decision for myself. At the time, I wasn't ready. Considering the relationship I'd had with my hair up to that point, a change so drastic might have been too much to process. My earliest memories of my hair were in middle school, when my mom would relax my hair at home. She'd paint my scalp with the white concoction she'd mixed with the tongue depressor and tell me to let her know when it started to burn. When it became almost unbearable, we'd rush to the tub, and while kneeling down, bent forward over the edge, I'd strain my eyes and look up to see the milky water cascade down my now bone-straight strands. Over time, relaxed, heat-damaged ends plus natural growth turned into cutting and braiding. I braided my way through high school and college. Every few months, I'd find myself in the chair of our go-to hairstylist in my church, and 6 to 8 hours later, I'd be good to go, not needing to care about my hair again until the cycle started over. It was after graduating college, getting my first job, and moving into my own place that an interest in learning and caring for my hair started to grow. I remember after hours of quote-unquote research, finally deciding to buy Giovanni shampoo, conditioner, and leave-in to start my hair care journey. I suffered through my first wash days, unaware of the ease that sectioning my hair could provide. I soon realized its utility, and with that, the stress melted away. Getting to know my hair meant trying different hairstyles with my YouTube girlies, especially the natural hair goat, greatest of all time, Whitney White, also known as Natural 85. I was going on a journey with many other Black women in the early 2010s, and it felt good to see others like me embrace their natural texture, its versatility, and what it truly had to offer. They say when a woman cuts her hair, she's about to change her life. I remember after over 5 years of growth, I decided to do an official big chop. November 18, 2017, after suffering through a major life setback and falling into a rut with my hair, I desperately sought a way to symbolically let go of what I'd been through and break out of the monotony and lack of inspiration I was feeling. I reasoned that cutting my hair meant looking in the mirror at someone new, someone who hadn't experienced what I'd been through. So I came out of my hair appointment with a natural girl pixie, curls popping, and in disbelief that I'd gone through with it. The honeymoon phase lasted 2 days. I remember on Sunday night freaking out about how to style my hair in the morning for work. I remember my Black female manager replying, "As long as you love it," when I asked her what she thought. I remember pangs of regret, wondering what I'd done and trying to figure out what to do with my hair. It had been through a lot too, and now we were getting reacquainted and redefining our relationship with each other. I finally got the hang of it, and very slowly, baby twist outs became bigger twist outs, with some yarn twists, crochet braids, and faux locks sprinkled in between. I settled into a routine of mini twists for a week, a twist out for a week, then letting my hair get bigger and bigger until I'd washed and reset the clock. I rinsed and repeated for 2 years, and my hair flourished. Hair tells our story. We look at photos wearing different hairstyles and remember where we were in our lives. I look at the photo I took with my close friend the day we graduated as nurse practitioners, wearing my Ankara jumpsuit, open robe, and hanging tassels, and can't help but marvel at the regality of my hair under my graduation cap. It was framing my face, cascading well beyond my shoulders, celebrating its feats and how far we'd come. 7 years after the big chop, and over a year after canceling my first appointment, I felt ready this time. I searched on StyleSeat for a few weeks until I found the stylist I thought could do what I wanted. She was well reviewed, offered great customer service, and linked her Instagram page that showcased her work. I was sold. Her work looked impeccable. She posted a recent client with similar hair length and hair density to me who just completed their install, and she looked amazing. Feeling assured, I scheduled a consultation. 10 weeks later, I woke up on a Saturday at 6:15 a.m. I'd slept only 6 hours, my anticipation not allowing a minute more. I went to the bathroom, removed my head wrap, and took out my hair tie. I shook out my freshly washed, blow-dried, and trimmed hair that was ready for what was to come. I took some final photos of my hair as I'd known it for the last few years and filmed a video, moving my head side to side and playing with its length, whispering, "Today is lock day. This will be the last time in a very long time I'll probably see my hair like this. But I'm excited. It's time. It's time. I feel at peace. I'll miss it though, but it's time to do something different." So I washed up, got dressed, kissed my husband, and left. I felt no anxiety this time, just calm, and pride in myself that I was following through. So guys, that's the essay titled Lock Day. I hope you guys enjoyed listening. I know that I'm going to come back to this essay every so often and just kind of read it, see where my head was, because it really encapsulates what my hair journey has been to this point. And I know it'll be able to bring me back, regardless of where I am, whether I still have locks, whether I've shaved my head off, whether whatever, you know. I do plan on having them for a really long time though. And I'm loving my hair so far. Before I had locked my hair, I was like, God, please, the only thing I want from this experience is to wish that I did it sooner. And I think that's where I'm at. I think it was the right decision for me. And as you have heard from the essay, it was not cheap, but honestly, it was worth the money for me. The convenience I have, the concern I no longer need to think about when it comes to what am I going to do with my hair, like it is priceless for me. I literally just wake up, take off my bonnet, shake out my hair, find my part, and go about my day. And then every 4 weeks, I go for my retie. I had my second retie this past weekend. And it's been a good experience. I would recommend it if there are any listeners who are considering this. You know, do your research. Don't skimp out as far as price goes, because I feel like there's a wide range of prices for locks, but, you know, it's worth paying for a quality loctician who knows what they're doing. And the one that I went to for my install has been in this field for years, has several hundred clients, is teaching other people, like, you know, she's legit. So I think the peace of mind of knowing that the person who is about to touch your crown, you know, your hair, is really worth more than anything you can pay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the essay. As always, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys. I can't believe this year is almost over. I also want to say, I want to apologize because I know I keep saying we're going to go back to All About Love. And I had every intention of doing it. But when I found out that my essay was not selected, I was like, okay, I want to share it with my audience. And I was very strongly moved to do so with this episode. And at this point, I don't want to say we will get back to it, but what I can promise is we will finish. I don't know how long it'll take, but we will finish All About Love and discussing the takeaways that I get from each chapter. But I really wanted to share this essay with you guys. And I hope it resonated. I hope you guys related to it in some way. Maybe it brought you back to childhood. Maybe it made you kind of think about your relationship with your hair over the course of your, you know, childhood, adolescence, early adulthood. Because, you know, some people are like, oh, hair is just hair. I think it depends on who you ask. For some people, maybe that's true. But I think for most Black women, hair means more to us than just the protein that grows on our head. So yeah. Also too, the next episode, December 15th, will be the last episode of the year. What I usually do is I'll take one episode off in the summer, which I did when I went for my birthday trip. And then I take one episode off during the holiday season. So the last episode of the year will be the December 15th episode, and we will be back and ready to go for 2025, January 15th. By the time I return, so much would have happened. The holidays would have come and gone. I am taking a trip abroad during that time too, so I'll be happy to kind of share my experiences. And yeah, I can't believe how fast this year has gone for me personally, but I'm looking forward to what 2025 has in store for this podcast and beyond. And I want to thank you guys, whether you have listened to just a segment or you've listened to the whole episode, or you have, you know, just pressed play for a few minutes. The fact that there are people that are choosing to listen to my voice and spend time with me means so much more than you can ever know. So 1,000,000 times, thank you. And please reach out to me. Send me a message on Instagram at amaka_ag. Feel free to email me at contact@thelettersandlayers.com. Please rate, please review on your preferred listening platform. Please share with folks who you think will appreciate my episodes. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.